Hey everyone, happy Halloween. So, I haven't quite finished the challenge yet, but I only have one more movie after this one, so I'll probably just do it some point in November. Anyhow, um, so assignment was to watch a vampire movie. The one I watched was the 1992 Dracula, but I also just tonight with the family watched the 1931 Bela Lugosi one, so figured I just might as well talk about both. Not going to spend a whole lot of time comparing and contrasting because that doesn't really interest me. I'd just rather talk about these movies. I'll start with the first one. I think, you know, despite, having some dated effects like obvious bats and spiders being moved on strings and stuff, like, it still holds up pretty well. This is one of many movies that I think would be totally ruined if they tried to colorize it now. Like, um, the black and white, the shadows, the gothic imagery, all of that just really makes the movie. That and of course, Bela Lugosi's performance. Like, when people think of Dracula, it's usually characteristics that he brought to the character. And when you watch him in this movie, he just has this presence about him that yeah, I don't think anyone else has been able to duplicate. Like there have been other good Draculas, but when I see Bela Lugosi, I don't see an actor giving an interpretation of Dracula. I see Dracula. Like, this is the guy that the stories were written about, and the other actors do pretty well too. I especially like Van Helsing. Guy who plays Renfield is pretty beautifully over the top. I enjoy his ravings a lot. Um, Not too much to say about this one. It's just a classic, and uh, I might just be giving it a pass based on on its classic status. But I think I could safely give it a 5 out of 5. Um, you know, some might find it a little boring and the ending a little anticlimactic, but I don't know. The stuff that's still works just really works. So 5. Um, I also watched the 1992 Dracula, titled Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola of Godfather and Apocalypse Now fame. Uh, if you watch the Outsiders movie in middle school, he also made that. Um, I do like this movie. Supposedly it's the one that's closest to the book. Um, I haven't read it, so I can't vouch for that. But it does seem like a movie that's trying to be more literary than some of the other Dracula movies. With the language is very old-fashioned and sophisticated, which works both for and against it. If you got a good actor like Gary Oldman, who also is just mesmerizing every time he's on screen, if you got someone like him saying it, then it sounds really convincing and even kind of beautiful and poetic. But you got Keanu Reeves trying really hard not to sound like his Ted performance, saying these lines in a really bad accent, then it can sometimes almost feel like self-parody. I mean, the other actors are pretty good. Anthony Hopkins as Van Helsing, can be a little over the top at times, but he's good. I don't know if I've seen an outright bad performance from him, and I think he does good here too. Winona Ryder is kind of hit or miss, but honestly, with Keanu there, it's not likely you would notice anybody else's shortcomings. I don't want to dog Keanu. He seems like such a cool guy, and I've loved him in other stuff. But this time, I think he was miscast. He really just sticks out like a sore thumb in this movie. Didn't work. I don't know, I had some other flaws with it, like, I don't know. I mean, I get that, Dracula is supposed to be seducing this woman, and he couldn't really do that in the form that we see at the beginning of the movie. But I don't know. I like his Dracula design at the beginning, where he looks creepy and stuff, and not like any other Dracula design I've seen. But then he starts stalking Winona Ryder, and he looks like creepier Willy Wonka. And he just kind of looks like a guy for most of the movie, which, again, I get why he has to look like that to try to fool the people, but I'd just like to see Dracula, honestly. I don't know. There are times when the movie feels like it's taking the material really seriously, other times it feels like it's going over the top. Sometimes it feels like it's, getting too erotic for its own good. Like, I know the Dracula material is erotic, and I did, on one hand, kind of appreciate that this movie didn't quite shy away from that aspect as much as some other renditions I've seen. But, yeah, there were times where I thought it was being, like, too graphic, and almost felt like comedic, some of the sex scenes that are in this. That said, I do really love the imagery in this movie. I like the designs of the Dracula's castle. The gothic imagery that needs to be there is very much present. And I also like scenes that take place outside the castle with just the period, looks like a costume drama, but it looks like it could be like something out of a painting. A lot of the scenes. I really like the visuals, like of the beginning where they're showing Dracula's origins, how he was a knight or soldier or something. And, you see these battle scenes with just these shadows over a red backdrop. It looks really cool. And there are other scenes where Keanu Reeves is on the train, and then you can kind of see Dracula's eyes, like, in the sky. And, I thought that was a cool touch. Like, I don't know, I could definitely see someone not really caring for all those touches. Like, movie is, sorry to say, definitely style over substance. I do like the way they tell the story for the most part, but yeah, the style is definitely a bigger part of the movie than the substance. And I can see some people finding the visuals and the style too up its own ass and trying too hard to be artsy, but I don't know, I found it really creative and interesting to look at. It's Ford Coppola, the guy knows how to make a movie that's technically really well done, even if not all of his movies are the best written. Not his fault, I know he doesn't write a lot of them, he has to work with the script he's given, but, yeah. I do really like the style of this movie, but I could still understand why some might not. Not really too much else to say about this one either, I don't think. I probably would watch it again. It's a very entertaining movie. Has its flaws, yes, but some of those flaws kind of make the movie entertaining also. Yeah, I'd still probably recommend it despite any bad parts it might have. 3.5 out of 5 for me. Yeah, this is now the third Dracula movie I've watched this month. The fourth one for the challenge overall. I watched Nosferatu last year. Yeah, lots of different takes on this myth I've seen. All of them interesting. Yeah, I think the Bela Lugosi one's probably the best, followed very closely by the Christopher Lee one that I saw, the Hammer film. Um, yeah, I like all of these versions that I've seen. I'd like to see more, and honestly, would like to check out the book to see how each version I've seen lines up with the source material. So, yeah, maybe I'll check that out. So, but yeah, happy Halloween. This challenge has been fun. I've still got one more movie to do. I'll probably do that sometime this month when I get a chance. And yeah, hope you guys had a fun Halloween season. Good night.